Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington, and before we dive into today's kiki, which is Teresa Giudice, she is all of us. She is slamming Teddi Mellencamp as a shady bitch, and of course, Teddi Boring Mellencamp is weighing in on dirty Diana Jenkins, saying that she's overstayed her welcome. Now, does this mean that the Fox Force 5 has ousted dirty Diana Jenkins? They've used her, they abused her, and now they are tossing her out. But before we dive in, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community, and check out our description box down below. So with that, let's dive right on in. So the source is Reality Blurb for both of these, okay? So let's go through the articles and we're going to talk about it because honestly, all these chicks are shady, but I'm here for it. Okay. So let's first talk about Teresa calling Teddi a shady bitch, okay? Let's start with that. So the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Teresa Giudice, slams Teddi Mellencamp as a, quote, shady bee for podcast diss and claps back at critics for attacking her parenting skills. Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice is clapping back at the haters attempting to disparage her contributions to the world of reality television. She's also clapping back against critics of her parenting style. During a December segment of her podcast, Namaste Bees, Teresa took aim at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum Teddi Mellencamp after Teddi seemed to shade her on Two Teas in a Pod during a conversation with Real Housewives of New York's Leah McSweeney. Now, is Teddi's podcast literally just where housewives go to die? Like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? Anyway, let's go. During the show, co-host Tamara Judge asked Leah who she thinks the, quote, best housewife is throughout the entire Housewives franchise, and she said Teresa. Teddi's response was less than enthusiastic, feigning shock and being surprised, not in a good way. Teresa called out Teddi and addressed her directly. Teddi, I'm sure you're going to be listening to our podcast or this is going to get back to you. Like, why would you be like that? Teresa questioned via heavy. I hate shady bees. I really do. If you're going to be nice all the time. Don't be nice to my face and then talk back and then behind our backs talk stuff. You get what I'm saying? The S word, right? Stuff. Yeah. Side note, Teresa, I don't watch Jersey like that. And I'm not a Teresa fan. I don't dislike Teresa. But Teresa, I ride with you on this. I ride hard with you on this. I agree with you 1000%. Teddi is shady and fake AF. She'll smile on your face and then behind her back, she'll scheme and scam and she'll be everybody's puppet. I don't know who has something against Teresa. Maybe it's just Teddi herself. I don't know. But I agree with you, Teresa. Don't be fake in my face and then go around my back and be rude. Like, this is the thing, Teddi. You don't have to think Teresa is the best housewife, but why shade her? That's what I don't get. Why be shady? You can just be like, okay, cool, and keep it popping. Or just don't say anything at all. It's the shade, it's the negativity. And I'm with Teresa on this one. Don't smile in my face and then on your little stupid podcast, get all big, bad, and bold and try and be nasty. I agree with Teresa on this one. It's really, really shady. Very shady. But let's keep going. Teresa had just come off an appearance on Teddi's podcast, so Teresa was naturally irked. Girl, yes. I'm surprised, that's a normal thing to do is to act that way or to speak that way. Exactly, because we are just on their podcast, so that's kind of shocking to me, the Italian cookbook author said. Yeah, that is shocking. Like, you're just on her show. She was probably skinning and grinning in your face, and then she plays you? Not cool. Maybe she thinks she's going to get more clicks or more downloads or whatever you want to call it, more listeners by talking stuff, by talking smack, Teresa mused. The Real Housewives of New Jersey OG also has some choice words for fans who are constantly accusing her of bad parenting and not spending enough time with her children and stepchildren. Teresa and husband Louis have been posting up a storm on social media lately detailing their honeymoon trips after they wed back in August. However, Teresa maintains that she's always there for her children. People are leaving comments like, "Are you ever with your children?" she said. And it's like, "Yes, sweethearts, they are out there. Yes, I'm with my children." Teresa Sayers' daughters, Gia, Gabriella, Melania, and Adriana, with ex husband Joe, and Louis has sons, Louis Jr. and Nicholas. "We never leave our children unattended," Teresa added. "My youngest is 13, and my oldest Gia doesn't live here, but we have two adults that live in the house, Louis and Gabriella, and then we have Melania and Adriana. And Louis, when I met him, he has a nanny. So every time we go away, our nanny stays with the kids. So someone's always here with the children, and they're very well attended." This is the thing. I think Teresa's a great mom. I think the majority of the housewives are great moms, and I don't really think it's my place to have a comment on that. So the whole her being a bad parent thing, I don't get it. People are allowed to still, whether you're a parent or not a parent, you're still allowed to have a life and to live a life. I highly doubt Teresa's putting her children in any type of danger. So honestly, I'm with Teresa on this one. Mind your business. Teresa continued by saying that she doesn't have to explain herself to anyone, and she defended her decision to travel in her new marriage. "People need to mind their business." Exactly. Instead of saying, "Oh, that's so nice that they get to go away. This is my second marriage. I'm going to do everything the way I want to do it right. And I want to do it right. It's okay to go away for a few days with your husband. Like, I don't need permission from anybody, and my kids love it. My kids are so happy for us." Teresa's eldest daughter, Gia, confirms Teresa's claims. She asserts that Louis does everything for me. "He really does the world for us, and I really couldn't ask for a better stepdad," she said during a BravoCon 2022 panel. "I swear he really treats us like we're his own." Okay, that's cool. The whole Teresa traveling, girl, do you, boo-boo. I'm okay with that. I think that parents, particularly mothers, should still be allowed to be women and to enjoy their lives and to take time for themselves, take time for, you know, um, girls' days and to date their husbands. I think it's healthy. And again, I don't think Teresa's putting her children in harm's way. Like, I'm pretty sure the girls are fine. So everybody calm down. Now, let's talk about Teddi going after Diana. And we're going to have some thoughts on this, okay? It says, "Teddi Mellencamp thinks Diana Jenkins has, quote, overstayed her welcome on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, hints at why she can't cut it as a housewife." Well, Teddi, you should know because you couldn't cut it and you've been cut for years, but yet you're still talking? Okay, boo-boo. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum Teddi Mellencamp believes a current castmate, Diana Jenkins, has overstayed her welcome on the show. Although some fans appreciated Diana's fearless confidence, other viewers felt she was too aloof. Who appreciated Diana's? When did Diana have fearless confidence? Who are they? Who? Cite your sources, reality blurb. Cite your sources. Y'all just made that up. Who on this planet thought Diana had fearless confidence? The only thing Diana did this entire season was repeat scripted one-liners told by her boss, Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane and Kyle Richards, and be checked out and call people "see you next Tuesdays" and a-holes and hang out with her, boy toy. So I don't know what people are talking about Diana being fearless and confident. She was crying the whole. Anyway, let's keep going. Diana's wealth was often a subject on the show, as the newbie reportedly has much more than her co-stars. As of now, her fate on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is still a question mark, as the network has yet to announce the official lineup of season 13, though certain sources have suggested she won't return. In an interview for the hashtag No Filter with Zach Peter podcast via Heavy, Teddi discussed the show's current cast. When asked which star has overstayed her welcome, the alum hinted that she didn't find Diana very entertaining, though she admitted that she liked her when they met in real life. Overstayed her welcome. I mean, I will just go to Beverly Hills, and it's only been one season, but I don't need to see Diana again. I feel like I really liked her when I met her, but she was something else on the show, and I don't need to see it, explained Teddi. Those are some heavy words, Teddi. Those are some heavy words. Are you projecting? Let's continue. Teddi then suggested Diana is, quote, too rich to be a good, quote, housewife. If you are so rich, don't go on the housewives. Like, really, if you are so over the top rich and you can sue anybody you want, you can do this, you can do that, you're not going to deliver in the way someone who is a little bit thirsty is going to deliver, said the 41-year-old. Is this your pitch to the network, Teddi? Is that what's going on here? Sutton's getting a diamond back. I bet Dorit and Crystal's diamond might be in question, but you're not sure. So instead of going after Crystal or Dorit or Sutton, because they seem to have like a more firm position to get their diamonds back, are you now going after Dirty Diana because you want a diamond back and you think that she's the weakest link? And then is this your pitch about you need to be thirsty to be a good housewife because you're clearly the thirstiest one? Is this your pitch to Bravo, girl? Okay. Diana recently confirmed that she's pregnant again 2 years after delivering daughter Eliana. It's a pretty name if I'm pronouncing it right. Another castmate, Sutton Strack, also addressed Diana's fate in a previous interview for Page Six Virtual Reality T podcast. When the host indicated that he wouldn't mind if Diana left the show, Sutton responded, I think I might agree with that statement. I mean, as we all would. Now, this is the thing. The fact that Teddi is publicly talking against Diana, to me, means there's probably a shift in the whole Fox Force 5. That she's publicly speaking against her, because we've seen Diana posting with Erica, posting with Lisa Rinna, even posting with Crystal, right? So the fact that Teddi is publicly saying Diana overstayed her welcome makes me feel like something's going on. Maybe is NBC getting, hot to figure out who did Botgate, and it's going to be turn out that Dirty Diana did Botgate and they're trying to distance themselves from her. Are they like Kathy said, at one point they're just going to turn on each other? Is that what's going on here? Because I don't think Teddi really speaks out against people, particularly when it comes to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, without at least Kyle Richards co-signing it. So what's going on with Kyle and Diana? But at the same time, do we think that there's a real rift between Kyle and Diana? Like, why is Teddi talking out so vocally and so strongly against Dirty Diana? I haven't really heard Teddi talk about her before. So to me, it seems like she knows that of all the women, Diana's probably is the most disposable at this point, given that, I have to agree with Teddi. She's very litigious. But I disagree. This is where I disagree with Teddi when it comes to Dirty Diana. I want rich, and I mean rich women on the show. Women who have legit money. But the problem is not the fact that Diana had money. It's what Diana chose to do with her money, and it was the question around how she got her money. So the problem was Diana. The problem was not the money. And again, that's where Teddi Boring Mellencamp just gets it wrong. We don't want to see thirsty housewives. When you have thirsty housewives, that's when you have shows going dark. That's when you get Lisa Rinna's and Erica Jane Girardi's and Kyle Richards and Teddi Mellencamp's, and they just ruin shows. That's when you get Giselle's and Robin's, and they just ruin shows, right? That's when you get people who ruin shows, when you're thirsty. Having the actual luxury and the actual money and the actual wealth, that is when you get the fun and the silliness and the lightness, because it's not that deep and it's not that silly. I'm doing this for fun. I'm not doing this for the check, because the thirst comes when you need the show. The silliness comes from when the show needs you. That's the difference between a Lisa Vanderpump and a Lisa Rinna. So I want to see women with the money that, a Diana has. But I want to see women with a different personality than Diana. Women who actually have confidence and a thicker skin, and they're comfortable with who they are, and they don't have all of these allegations and scandals and human trafficking and all of that stuff, coming out from the woodwork that Dirty Diana has had said about her for decades upon decades. So that's the problem. The money isn't the problem. It's how did you get the money? And then how do you choose to spend it? Oh, let's, sue content creators all day long. Let's go after YouTubers and podcasters. Let's sue anonymous bots that I bought myself to terrorize people. So again, Teddi, you missed the mark. But the answer isn't Dirty Diana, but the answer also isn't you either, Teddi. So I'm with Teresa on this one. Teddi, you're a shady bee. You're being shady to Dirty Diana, which I'm all here for, but you missed the mark as to why. And you were shady to Teresa, smiling in her face, having her on your podcast for clicks and views and downloads, just like Teresa said. And then the next week, you're talking crap about her on your show. Dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Dirty Diana will be returning? Do you think the feud is just getting started between Teresa and Teddi? And whose side are you on? Are you Team Teresa or Team Teddi? I am definitely Team Teresa on this one. I think Teddi was very shady. And just, again, shut up, Teddi. But with that, you guys, put it down below and let me know what you think. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to it. Oh, and wait, you guys, before you do that, let me know, what do you think is going on? And I'll do some digging on this too. What do you think is going on with the faux Fox 5? The fact that Teddi is being so vocally against Diana when Diana has been a ride or die for the faux Fox 5. But this is what happens when you're a pick-me. And like I've always said, money does not buy self-esteem. So for as much money as Diana had, she still wanted to be picked by Lisa Rinna. She still wanted to be picked by Erika Jayne. She still wanted to be picked even by Kyle Richards. She was still a pick-me with all of that money, because I'm telling you, money does not equate to having a strong mental health or sense of self. So she can have all the money in the world and still be a pick-me. Okay? Now, what do you think is going on behind the scenes? Do you think that Lisa Rinna and Erika Jayne and, even a Kyle, they used her? She said all the one-liners. Oh, Garcelle, you seem guarded. Oh, Sutton, you're clumsy with your words. Oh, you need a new villain. Oh, if we're going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about Kathy. Like, do you think that they used her? And now that they see all of the backlash she got from her allegations, now that they see her getting the backlash from NBC because she opened them up to legal liability, because the fact that she's suing these people does not only affect her, but she's on a show and she's the employee of NBC, and it has to do with the show. She's not suing them, on a separate issue. She's suing them in the context of the show, and that can open them up to legal liability and being litigious, right? So now that they're seeing, oh, you know what? Yeah, we used Diana. We used her money. We used, in her words, her privilege. We used her access. We used her to say what we wanted to say, to create narratives. But now that we see she's most likely going to be fired and NBC probably is not rocking with her. Remember, Diana has done zero promotion for the show. She's never been on Watch What Happens Live. I don't see her doing any of these, silly little podcasts. I don't see her doing any interviews. She barely was on the reunion. So she's clearly fallen out of favor with Bravo and NBC. I haven't heard Andy Cohen say a word about her. So do you think that they're like, well, you know what? We used you and abused you, and now that we can no longer use you, we're going to have our little mouthpiece Teddi get out there and take you down so that Teddi can get your diamond. What do you guys think? Put it down below. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. And don't forget to check out our description box down below. All right, you guys, I love you. Mwah. Bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor, and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and join the conversation on Instagram at Candy Washington. Let's go!